You're welcome to a fresh edition of your program, Towards a Greater Nigeria. For us to evolve a greater Nigeria, I've always told you that it is a collective responsibility. All hands must be on deck. And so we are extraying on the activities, plans, policies, actions, programs, projects of the Ondo State Government under the able leadership of Governor Olusegun Mimiko. A lot of people have told us you need to get to Ondo State to see what is happening there. You will be amazed. Somebody actually asked me, when last did you get to Akure, Ondo State? And I said about 6 years ago. They said, oh, that's long belated. And that's why we're here. We've been here for almost 1 week now, seeing for ourselves what's going on here in Ondo State. I dare to tell you that in Ondo State, government is working. And I have the pleasure of speaking with the #1 chief executive of the state, Governor Olusegun Mimiko. Your Excellency, you're welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
So good to see you, sir. I'm fine. I'm fine. And you too, sir.
Nice to have you in our state.
Thank you. I must say your people are hospitable people. The very first question that comes to my mind, Your Excellency, having been around for about a week, agro-allied businesses, farm settlement cities, international auto market, roads infrastructure, potable water, boreholes, about 450 community development projects, and so on and so forth. We've been touring, and we won't stop asking ourselves, what is the driving force behind Governor Mimiko? It's for one thing to say, I want to do this, I want to do that. It's another thing to say, okay, I've gotten there. Because of the limited resources, I won't do more than 2. But believe you me, all the places we've toured, we've seen every bit of developmental projects ongoing. What is the force?
When God gives you an assignment, He gives you the enablement. Enablement includes the resources, the energy, the passion. I thank God for what He has done through us in Ondo State in the last 2 years. And the other thing is that when God wants to give you an assignment, He actually prepares you for it. I must say that I've been engaged for quite some time in the political process here. Having been commissioner twice, been SSG. And I got a stint at the federal level as a federal minister. All of this prepared me for the position I am today. I want to say this with all sense of humility. A lot of ideas got generated in my head over the years. And one was pregnant with some of these. One tried to push some of this through, that's Commissioner SSG, but it's not the same as being in the driving seat and being the chief executive and being able to take decision and turn your vision to reality. So I think the totality of it is that God is at work here. He's prepared us adequately for this job. He's given us the passion, the commitment, and the love of the people in our hearts. So it's giving us the energy which keeps driving us. So that is the totality of what drives us. I think it's God Almighty. And I also must mention the fact that the way we got here, it was not your run-of-the-mill circumstance. It was a very unusual circumstance that we got here. And for 22 months while we were what we call the judicial trenches, where we were trying to retrieve our mandate, the people of this state stood like one man. They stood like one man. They defended their vote. And don't forget that we brought the Labour Party to Ondo State exactly 4 months before the election. We launched the Labour Party here December 2006. The election was April 2007. So we just had 4 months to set up party structures, to set up candidates and all of that. And the way the people express unequivocally their confidence in our ability to turn around the situation in this state is always a challenge that drives us.
Nítorí pé ọkàn yàn balẹ̀ láti ìgbà tó ti kọ́ ọjà yìí fún wa tá bá gbé mọ́tò sílẹ̀ kò sí pé bóyá à ń bẹ̀rù pé bóyá o lè máa gbé mọ́tò wa oòrùn ò pa wá ìyà òjò ò pa wá so ọkàn wa balẹ̀ kò sí pé bóyá a gbàgbé báàgì síbì kan àbí pé àtajà tán a fẹ́ fúnyàn ní ṣéǹjì ká tó fúnyàn ní ṣéǹjì wọ́n ti kọ́ ẹrù wa lọ kò sí ìyẹn mọ́ so a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gọ́vùnà yẹn ó ṣe gidigidi ó dẹ̀ múnú wa dùn olóòtú àdé dúró tì èyí tó túbọ̀ àwa ṣe tán láti sọ̀pọ̀tì.
the totality of all of this, God Almighty, the people, I think these are the driving forces of what we've been able to see.
Thank you. May the God Almighty continue to lead you.
Amen.
The question that really comes to my mind now has to do with specifics. For a man to be able to put all this together, he must really be targeting specifically the yearnings of the people. Is it true that you actually set your community development ministry, you set it up for them to go to the hinterland, the villages, to ask them for their peculiar needs? Because that was what the commissioner told us. And having gone to other states, I never experienced this. I said, I'm going to ask you.
Even at inauguration, I made it absolutely clear. And I'll give you a copy of our inauguration address.
Okay.
I made it absolutely clear to the people that we would continue to make choices for the people. Resources will always be limited.
Yeah.
The essence of government is to prioritize, is to make the choices which in its perception is in the interest of the people. And in our case, we had said that we will make choices that we believe is in the interest of the greatest number of
For the people.
And when you talk of greatest number of people in any Nigerian setting, people are still trying to grapple with fundamentals. They want to take food for granted, clean water for granted, affordable healthcare services. In this environment, the ambition and aspiration of every parent is to have good education for their children, because education is a tool of social mobility.
Mr. Governor has done what a Napoleon cannot do. This is marvelous. See the evidence in facts. And like I have said in his maiden speech, he said he wants to bring in the gap between the poor and the rich, the child. Because the only way you can escape poverty is through education, whereby the son of the poor and the rich will be in the common area like this and study together. In fact, we have to thank him that God will be with him.
Àárín àwọn òbí ni mo wà yìí, a dẹ̀ lo àkókò yìí láti dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gómìnà wa fún àwọn iṣẹ́ ribiribi eléyìí tó yẹ pé wọ́n ṣe ní mega school ní Ondo town bíbáyìí. A dẹ̀ rí eléyìí pé ó jẹ́ nǹkan tó jẹ́ ìwúrí fún àwọn ọmọ wa, nítorí pé àwọn ọmọ wa wá ní access sí ẹ̀rọ kọ̀ǹpútà eléyìí tá ń pè ní ẹ̀rọ ayárabíàṣá láti máa lò ní òrèkóòrè. Tá bá dẹ̀ tún ní pé ká wo àwọn inú àwọn classes wa, a rí mọ̀ pé fáwọn wà ń bẹ̀. Oríṣiríṣi nǹkan amáyédẹrùn òun ló wà ń bẹ̀. So a lo àkókò yìí wípé káwọn òbí wa kán túbọ̀ gbárùkù ti ìjọba yìí, nítorí pé ìjọba olóríire ò ní ìjọba yìí, nítorí pé àwọn ìjọba tá a ní lásìkò yìí wọ́n jẹ́ ìjọba tó jẹ́ pé ó ní ẹ̀dùn àwọn mẹ̀kúnnù nínú, eléyìí tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé eléyìí lè máa ràn wá lọ́wọ́ fún ìgbédìde àwọn ọmọ wa ní ẹ̀yìn ọ̀la. So mo lo àkókò yìí fáwọn olùkọ́ wa náà kán túbọ̀ bá wa tẹpá mọ́ iṣẹ́ takuntakun eléyìí tí gómìnà wa tó ní pé ká máa ṣe ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo. So a dúpẹ́ gan-an ni lọ́wọ́ gómìnà wa. Ìrókò gbà síbẹ̀! Gbà síbẹ̀!
I want to seize this opportunity to thank Dr. Olusegun Mimiko for choosing St. Patrick Primary School, Olonshola Street, Yaba, Ondo, among the caring primary mega school in the state. To this, we the people and all members of staff express our profound gratitude and appreciate the good work of our governor in the state. We sincerely thank him and pray that the God will continue to shower his blessings upon him and his immediate family and his working in the state. And I pray as the governor renovates our school, the God will renovate his life, renovate his home, renovate his presidency in Ondo State. We say kudos to the governor. God bless Ondo State. God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
These are fundamentals, and we have deliberately make these choices because these, in our perception, are the liberating factors that will get the people out of poverty and get them to be recreators of wealth. As regards the communities, we have noticed over the years the inequitability in distribution of resources, even between the urban centers and the rural communities. And we thought that we must redress this. We also believe fundamentally that the role of government actually is to catalyze development, to create the environment that will make the people themselves reach out for their own creativity, release their energy and drive development. And to be able to do this at the community level, we put together what we call the 3 I's initiative. I'm sure it must have been explained to you.
Yeah.
It's based on one premise, that in the rural areas, just like in many other areas, there are competing needs.
Yeah.
Health facilities, drinking water, classrooms, town hall, bridges, rural routes, and all of that. There are competing needs. And one thing is clear, we also proceed from the assumption, and I think it is right, that is the people who will be able to prioritize their needs, because they live these needs or these deficits on a daily basis. So they will be in the best position. And so, for so long we talked about bottom-up approach to development, and we thought that we could start this at the rural areas, and we trained some of our young graduates in community engagement.
Oh, we are working for our government, sir.
So what are you doing right now?
We are cleaning up. We are cleaning up the road, the major road now.
Yeah. So
and we are going to plant grass now.
Grass
this now and wait
So go to the communities and do a need appraisal, need assessment, and get through the local governance institutions in this community. Get them to list their priorities and prioritize them. And having prioritized them, we pick number 1. In collaboration with them, we call them confidence building projects. To put this on ground, for people to know that government is about them, it's about their needs. It's not only that we put on ground, we also virtually recreated the quality and the time of delivery of all of these services. Ultimately, we will get the people to drive their own development, to pick their own priorities. Because the next stage of our program is that we are getting the people through community change champions. These are people elected or selected by each of these communities, and we have trained them. We've trained them in bookkeeping, in project identification, project implementation, monitoring, evaluation, and all of that. So the next stage is that such communities, we are disbursing funds to them directly to implement projects themselves. And the outcome has been very, very exciting. In terms of value for money, we get, it's amazing what people have done for themselves. And we go to the communities and say, look, everybody must contribute. If you don't have cash, you must have sweat. You contribute sweat if you don't have money.
Exactly.
You contribute money if you have money. You
contribute both if you want.
You have both if you want. But the whole thing is that the community must be organized in such a way that they identify their needs and drive. Government will contribute resources, will contribute technical support. And in the last 3 years, as I speak with you, we have worked or are working in 425 communities and thereabout. And more than 300 completed community prioritized projects completed. It's had electrifying effect if you visit any of these communities. But for the first time, when some of these communities are seeing government, they're getting to know what government is all about. And this is why, 3 years on, because when we came on board, we said we wanted to bridge the disconnect between government and the government. I can tell you with pride today that in Ondo State, people don't see government as they see as we. And I think that's one fundamental paradigm shift in the attitude of people to government, which again is very important in the process of driving development.
It is, Your Excellency. I must congratulate you on a lot of things you've done, lots of testimonials really, because 1 week is not enough for us to tour the entire state, but all the people we've been talking to, they've been giving testimonials of your good works. And the one that is so dear to my heart as a mother is the Mother and Child Hospital. Then it occurred to me when I see you, I must ask you, you've been here for 3 years. The Mother and Child Hospital is on ground running. What informed that? It must have been one of the first projects you did.
We commissioned that project in our first year to celebrate our first anniversary. The Mother and Child Hospital is part of a holistic safe motherhood program called ABIA. ABIA actually That is interesting. And you see, for so long, our pregnant women, you know, they are very vulnerable.
Yeah, yeah.
Children are vulnerable. They are the most vulnerable in society. And for so long, we talk about statistics. So 800 per 100,000. We talk statistics. We talk statistics. And I told our people, look, let's get these people out from statistics and give them dead blood and flesh. And we figured out how to do that. And we registered all the pregnant women in our pilot projects, registered all of them. We got paramedics to monitor them at home from conception to delivery. Empower them with cell phones so that they can contact their doctor, their midwife, allocate health facility closest to them in case of they need to deliver. Got them ambulances and tricycle ambulances in the rural community to transport them in cases of emergency. So we're able to track them from conception to delivery. Now, when you want to deliver also, there are levels of care that a health facility, a health center can provide, that a comprehensive health center can provide, that a general hospital can provide. And we saw a gap. We needed a tertiary care institution that would take care of pregnant women and children. And since we already had General Hospital Comprehensive Health Center, we thought we needed to put on ground a state-of-the-art tertiary care mother and child institution. That was what came back to the mother and child hospital. So that essentially it is supposed to take referrals from primary health care facilities and secondary care facilities, basic health center, comprehensive and general hospitals. But the interesting thing about it was that when we conceived it, we made it clear that we wanted a world-class facility in terms of quality of services that will be accessible and affordable. And affordability in this case means free of charge. And I remember one of the guys there, one of my members of my team, who pointed out that that was a paradox. And there was no way you can have a world-class quality service and then make it free of charge. But if you visit the place 3 years from there, our paradox is a reality.
It is a reality.
We have world-class environment, quality services, free of charge, for normal delivery, for cesarean section. And 2 years on now, we average 20 to 25 deliveries per day. 2 years on, we've taken about 10,000 deliveries, safe deliveries, almost 2,000 cesarean sections, free of charge, and we're still running.
And I'm told some people come from outside the state.
20% of our patients come from outside the state.
Really? To benefit.
To benefit. But it's a very fulfilling project. We love it. We always feel excited.
A lot of lives have been saved through this hospital. I know it's not by our power, but I know it is by God. But with the instruments, the instruments have been well built and designed, specially designed for mothers and babies. And by the grace of God, the Lord has been helping us with all the equipment here to save lives. I really appreciate the governor, our governor, Dr. Olusegun Mimiko, and I pray that the Lord will continue to help him daily.
Part of what we have achieved, it's amazing when you take care of people and pay attention to them. Our hospital utilization, in our pilot program, we did a survey, found out that only 16% of pregnant women who registered in health facilities end up with actual delivery in such facilities. What it means is that we cannot track about 4%. Some of them die on Okada on the way to hospital, some of them are mismanaged in faith homes and all of that. But within 1 year of our BA program, we increased hospitalization by more than 1,000%. Everybody that registered was kept at the hospital because they were sure of the quality of care, it was affordable, it was accessible, and we tracked them. It's the joy of tracking. When a woman from conception, our health rangers visit them at the community level, at their homes, and any of them that we envisage might need surgical operation. When they are due, we transport them to hospital, and lo and behold, they get to the hospital, the theater is ready waiting for them, which is a completely total departure from what had always been the practice.
It's a paradigm
shift. Go to the hospital, all manners of
maltreatment,
all manners of maltreatment, all manners of delays, then at the critical stage, they ask you to go and bring the doll, bring this, well,
go and buy everything.
Everything. But you see, working in hospital like a queen, in a work-class environment, getting the bill and charging you nothing for it. It's amazing the impact it's had on our people. And we're very proud of our outcome in this regard. World Bank has assessed it, they're excited about it, they think it should be a model. The Society of Obstetricians and Gynecology in Nigeria have assessed it, they're excited about it. One of the fallout is that I was made a honorary member, honorary fellow of SOGO, but I'm not an obstetrician.
We're a medical doctor.
But most importantly, they were excited about the results and the outcome of our intervention in safe motherhood. I think that is
interesting. We're learning from you, and people watching are taking a cue. Your Excellency will take a short break for a few minutes. We'll be back with you. I've been talking with the Executive Governor of Ondo State, Dr. Olusegun Mimiko. We'll be back in a short while. Don't go away. You're welcome back. For those that are just joining us, I've been talking with the Executive Governor, Ondo State, Dr. Olusegun Mimiko, looking at his activities in the past 3 years. You're welcome back, Your Excellency. I must share the experience we had when we went to the mega market places you built. The one for Ikare, the one in Akure, and we saw the market women. They were all so excited. They made a request of you, and I said, when I see you, I'll let you know. They said, please tell our governor he's doing so well, but we want him to also do more in the area of job creation, which I know is a national issue. There are a lot of university graduates that are still looking for jobs. We went to Ore. We saw the many graduates that have been accommodated there. But what are your future plans or immediate plans in this regard?
If we must create massive employment with multiplier effect, we must invest massively in agriculture. And that was why we started out to be able to get people engaged in agriculture, especially university graduates. You must make it attractive to them. Making it attractive means you must remove the drudgery of agriculture. You must introduce mechanized farming to them. The type of agriculture we've introduced to them is virtually a cutlass-less agriculture, if it is something like that. And we decided to build what we call the agro-business cities, leveraging the fact that we have very, very fertile lands. And the first of that is in Ore, which you have seen. We have 3 now built with a combined capacity of more than 3,000 graduates working, not to talk of the other multiplier effect. So we've been able to use agriculture to generate employment, to create wealth.
Yeah.
Of course, the next stage is to add value to the products. We must go through the whole value chain of agriculture to create wealth and generate employment. We are doing that. And we will continue to expand the capacity of agro-business cities and create new ones. For example, around November, we also went to Iswada, another one, where we tried to also create some employment through poultry farming and dressing broilers for Christmas. Again, we'll increase the capacity of that also. So agriculture for us is number 1.
This project has helped us a lot. Particularly, it has helped me a lot because I've graduated over, let me say, about 3 years now, and I've been searching for a job. And there's no job anywhere. But Governor Mimiko has initiated this project and has engaged me and some of our colleagues too. So we have engaged, we have something in doing, and it has helped us a lot, even for us not to be looking for white-collar job where it's nowhere to be found now. So it has helped me in that area, and that is the reason why my life is changing now.
Of course, the other is ICT, training people in renewable energy. We've trained some graduates in solar panel assembly and building inverters, assembling panels. All the markets you visited, Isika and all of this, the solar power
I noticed.
They were built by people we trained here.
Really?
Yes, young graduates. And we're also increasing the capacity of the training to bring in more and more and more of these graduates. Of course, we also engage people directly in public work. All those that are controlling traffic. People graduate that we took to the police college, we trained them in the police college to be real traffic controllers, and they are very competent. Of course, we trained some in, we call them environmental protection officers.
To keep the environment clean.
To do tree planting and all of that. It's a scheme that has almost 12,000 all over the state going. Again, 12,000 is a lot, but when you look at the unemployment market, it's still very much bigger than that. But ultimately, also, we also hope to leverage on our own raw materials to create industries that will employ. Look at the tomato factory. Why we are excited about the tomato factory is that it has all the ingredients that we want in our industrialization policy. Number one, low energy consumption. Number two, it must be able to employ directly and employ indirectly. The people we work in the factory will be about 200 or so. But the outgrower, we have trained 500. And this year, as soon as we increase the capacity of the factory, we are taking on about 1,000 more outgrowers that will grow tomato that will feed the factory. Then it is agro-based. It is. 90% of the raw materials produced locally. All of these combined, that is the direction of our industrialization. Agro-based industry, low energy consumption, with indirect employment generation.
Thank you so much, Excellency. It's been quite interesting, enlightening, and of course educative talking with you. We wish you continued success. And so good to see you again.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And you're welcome to this anytime.
Thank you, thank you. Well, viewers, you've heard it all from the horse's mouth, the Executive Governor of Ondo State. Those of you that have challenged me, go to Ondo State and see government working. I've been here. I've seen for myself. And for those that have not visited Ondo State, I need to challenge you. I remain your anchor on Motayo Matusho. It's a continuous one because everything that's happening in Ondo State, we couldn't bring them to you in one 30-minute package. So make sure you join a date with us next week, same time, on the continuation of government that is working in Ondo State under Governor Olusegun Mimiko. Thank you very much. God bless you.